Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video I want to talk about the bestiary farm. So there is this myth going around that the bestiary is only worth farming if you are doing it in party. But I actually wanted to try it out solo and see how it's gonna be this league. And the reason why people think it is only worth to do it in party is because when you catch the beast and you have 6 people in a party, every person in party gets the beast. So what people can do is they can run in party and do something like use cracking lures and basically split the investment between them, and all of them are gonna get the beasts. And also what people can do is they can just have 6 accounts, run just with one character, kill the beast, and all of the other characters are gonna get the beasts. But this strategy actually has been nerfed recently, and previously you could have 5 of your characters at the beginning of the map and you would just run with one character. Now you actually have to be with all of your characters next to the beast to be able to catch it with all of the characters, but it's still very good in a party where all of the people are just running around killing beasts and splitting the investment. And also, to be honest, people probably are still doing it with multiple accounts. They just have to run with all of the other characters when they find a good beast. But again, I wanted to try it out solo, and the biggest reason why I wanted to do it is because of the new Atlas passives. Well, not really new, just changed position. Now we actually have a lot of good passives in one zone. So even before the league started, I knew I'm gonna try it, and I was telling people that it has a potential to be one of the best strategies. And after doing this test, I actually was very surprised with the results, and I actually was double and even triple checking my math because I just couldn't believe how good it is. I was expecting it to be like 3, maybe 4x per hour, and it was much better. So first let's talk about the strategy. So again, we are gonna farm this in Lira Arthain with bestiary Atlas passives. So first one is big game. It's just gonna give you basically more beasts and better chance to get the red beast. Natural selection is gonna give you just better quality beasts. And great migration, which is very nice. It just gives you basically 1 in 10 maps. Most of the mobs in the map are gonna be replaced with yellow beast. And I do believe this actually basically just replaces most of the natural monsters in the map, which means that the more monsters are in the map in the first place, you're gonna get more beasts. This is why my map of choice was Underground Sea, because it has very nice density. There's just a lot of monsters. So if this procs, you actually get quite a lot of beasts. I don't know if this is the best map. Probably people that did this for longer know if there is something better, but for me this was pretty nice. Most of the time I would get around 33-34 beasts. The best map actually had 38 beasts, and very few maps had like 25. And when I was doing this earlier in something like Bog, which is much smaller, I would most of the time get like 22-23. So Underground Sea was definitely better. And also there isn't that much info going around about the bestiary, because again, no one is really doing it. Everyone that is doing it in party, and not that many people are playing in party. So I just had to go with my intuition and just go what I think is the best. There wasn't any information on the internet about it. Okay, and in terms of the watchstones, I went for 2 watchstones, which gives you even more chance that the red beasts will be the better ones, so less common of 2 varieties, and 2 with 10% chance to create a copy of the captured beast. And I actually didn't know how good the naturally lucky one is, so the one that gives you a better chance for the rarer beast. So I actually did 2 tests, and one of them I did with 4 chance to create a copy, and the other one with 2 chance to create a copy and 2 with less common of 2 varieties. So we're gonna see the results, which setup was better. Also, you can go for other ones. There's actually a lot of good watchstones. You can go for increased chance that the red beast will be the deep, and deep basically means you have higher chance to get Cracky Chimeral, which is the most expensive beast right now. So you can go for 2 of them. You can go for chance that the beast will be red instead of yellow, but I went with a copy, chance to get a copy, so I don't think it's that big of a difference for which one you will go for, but this was basically my setup. And for the Uncharted Realms, pretty much the most important one is Secret of the Stone, then the Awakener ones, because we are gonna basically be speedrunning maps, just going around, killing beasts, killing boss, going out, so you will actually spawn a lot of Awakeners. And the Remnants of the Past is pretty nice, and I also chose Close Allies because I want to do some strategies with Atlas missions later on, so it is pretty useful. But if you don't need Atlas missions, you can go for neural pathways. So what I did is I did 2 tests again, one with 4 chance to copy a beast, and one with 2 and 2 with less common beasts, and I did 70 of them in each test. And the way I run them is I basically would just alchemy, check for the mods, and then just use polished bestiary scarab, because it is the best in terms of cost efficiency, because it costs only 2 chaos, rusted costs 1, so you're paying 1 extra chaos for 1 additional rest beast, and gilded costs like 5 to 7 C. So I do believe polished is the best one if you want to just do it solo. Okay, so now let me just show you the example of the map. So again, I would just run around, just focus on killing beasts. I actually was not, oh, that's a lucky drop. I actually wasn't doing Scourge because I think it just takes too long of a time, and I also was using the other 2 Atlas passives for the heist, and this doesn't really matter that much. You can go for maybe expedition, maybe the invasion bosses. It doesn't matter as much, the other 2 Atlas passives.
I have nothing more to do.
So here's the boss, and now I have to kill 3 more beasts. And in terms of other league mechanics, I was doing the fast league mechanics, so things like Essence, Legion and stuff I was doing, and if I encountered Cassia or Ritual, I would not do it. I was only doing the fast league mechanics, just to do maps as fast as possible. And now all of the beasts are captured, and I will just leave. Okay, so after I did 70 maps, I would go to my menagerie, and I would put my beasts in orbs to be able to sell them. So how this process looks like, it basically you have to, well, first let me clear my inventory. You have to go to Einhar and buy orbs for 1 C per. So for every single beast you're gonna lose 1 chaos. And then you go to your bestiary, capture beasts, and you have list of all of your beasts. And to be honest, this UI is quite outdated. There is no way to search for like a yellow beast or only a certain type of red beast or something. You have to basically just search them by name, which is very annoying, and it took quite a while to go through this. Probably people that are more experienced with farming bestiary know like the best way to filter them, but what I did is I just checked here for the beast that I was interested in, and by the way, the only red beast I was capturing in orb were Pharik Ape and above in terms of the like how much are they worth. So I wasn't going for the lower one, which probably, if you would do this strategy for a longer amount of time, you probably would still want to go for these ones. But yeah, I was only going for these. So let's check if I actually got some. I actually got two imprint ones. So there was probably one and copy probably procced. So I actually in this map got the best beast, which is quite lucky. So now I know I got one. Then I would go to here. I would check for Crykick Himero and just capture them. And if I had obviously I would have to buy more orbs and capture each one of them. So I would do this for the expensive beasts. I would check which one I have and then I would capture them. And for yellow, I would just basically choose any of the thing and I would just check for the names. For example, here I see Virulent Spider. I would go here, type something like this, and then I would just capture all of the yellow beasts. And the reason why I'm capturing yellow beasts, because you can go to TFT Discord and you can sell full inventory, which is 60 beasts for 1 exalt. Even like 50, 55, some people take. So, but most of the time it's just full inventory for 1 exalt, which is 145C. Obviously minus 60 chaos because you have to buy the bestiary orbs. So profit from full inventory of yellow beasts is around like 80, 70, maybe 60 chaos. Okay, so that's it when it comes to the strategy. Now let's talk about the profit. So here are 2 tests. So I have 3 tabs for test 1 and 3 tabs for test 2. So here is all of the loot. So in terms of the currency and overall stuff that I got, this is worth around 1000 chaos when I checked it with Exilence. And I killed 3 Awakeners, so quite a lot of money comes from Hunter Orb, Watchstones, even once I got Delirium, so I got Delirium Orb, a lot of Guardian maps and so on. So mostly you're gonna profit from the big stuff when you're doing this strategy. You don't really have to sell all of the like a small stuff, which would you do with a lot of other strategies like Nemesis, Simulacrums and so on. You're not really gonna profit from like things like currency, scarabs, splinters and so on. And here is the second test. So I got pretty much similar amount of loot, but I actually was more lucky when it comes to the Delirium Orbs and Awakener, because I got 2 Awakeners Orbs. So this is around 2000 chaos. So what I did, and you're gonna see that in a spreadsheet, I basically averaged out the profit because I'm caring mostly about the results with the like what is the difference in profit when it comes to difference between the Watchstones for the beasts. So I don't really care about the loot. So I did average out the profit from both tests as 1.5k chaos. Here are all of the yellow beasts from the test 1, and here are all of the yellow beasts from the test 2. So as you can see, much less yellow beast, but that because I am using these 2 Watchstones, so obviously I am copying yellow beasts less often. So with the test with the other 2 Watchstones, I got less yellow beasts. But now when we look at the red beasts, so here are for example the Phenoma Plecarachnids, which are split beasts. I got 5 of them. Here are a lot of other beasts. And when we look at the second test, I got quite a lot of Phenoma Plecarachnids, and I got how much is it? 8 Crykick Chimeras. When in first test I did get 0. So even if this was unlucky and this was lucky, you can definitely tell that you are getting much more red, good red beasts when you are doing this strategy with these 2 Watchstones. But again, you're gonna get less, just a normal yellow beast, which are still worth quite a bit. And here are the Pharik Apes because I couldn't fit them in these 2 tabs. Okay, now let's look at the spreadsheet. So The nice thing about this strategy is you don't need to buy that much stuff. The only thing you need is you need to buy maps, scarabs, and that's it. Eventually, when you're gonna put beasts in orbs, you're gonna have to buy the bestiary orbs, but that's pretty much it. And it also was pretty fast. To do 70 maps, it only took me 2 hours and 20 minutes, and then to put the beasts in orbs took me around 40 minutes. The second one was like 5 minutes faster, but I still counted this as 40 minutes because obviously you're less yellow beasts, so it took me less time. And the Atlas passive procced, so the migration, it procced only 5 times, when on average it should proc 7 times. So I was a bit unlucky here, and in the second test it procs 6 times. So because of that, I actually did 2 more maps in the first test, which I didn't count it as the profit, the cost, but just to make things fair, because of this RNG, I did 2 more maps to counter this luck. And here are all of the yellow beasts, red beasts that I got. So again, 0 cracky chimerals, 5 phenomenal plague arachnids, and so on. So in total I did profit 1100 chaos from the red beasts, and from the yellow beasts I did profit 1.4k. So profit was 3200 chaos, which means in exalts I did profit 22 exalts. So that actually means I did profit 7.4 exalts per hour, and that is counting the time that it takes to put the beasts in orb. So that's actually quite big profit. I did expect maybe like 3-4 exalts per hour, so this basically was much more than I expected. And now when we look at the second test, which is the test which 2 wardstone does give you chance for better red beasts, I actually got 9 exalts per hour. And that's mostly because, first of all, I got 8 cracky chimerals, so that's 600 C. So I basically did profit 1000 more chaos from the red beasts, and the time was pretty much the same, and investment was also pretty much the same. It actually was a bit smaller because I had to use less orbs to put the yellow beasts inside of the orbs. So yeah, this strategy is extremely nice. I did not expect this amount of profit, but there are few issues with this strategy that I'm gonna address now, and I know people will ask about them in the comments. So first thing is selling the beasts. So obviously selling this amount of yellow beasts might be pretty hard, but I do remember a few weeks ago when I actually was doing some crafting strategies with bestiary, I was going through like 2000 yellow beasts daily. So I know there are people out there that are in need of a lot of yellow beasts, so selling them should not be that big of an issue. Selling red beasts also should not be a big issue. It's probably gonna be easier than selling yellow ones, especially things like split beasts and cracky chimeras should not be a big of an issue. But if you're gonna have a big bulk, if you're gonna do this strategy for a longer amount of time and you're gonna have a big bulk of certain types of beasts, it's gonna be much easier, especially if you're gonna go to TFT Discord and you're gonna try to sell them over there. The second issue I see is my build. So you might say that my build is pretty insane, and because of that I had much easier time that you would have to do this strategy. So that's a valid point. So if you would do it, let's say in 4 hours, so instead of in 3 hours, let's say it would take you like even 5 hours, you would still make like 5.5 exalts. So even if you like double the amount of time it would take you to do it, you would still make like 5 exalts per hour. So even with not that great of a build, you should still make decent profit. And the last issue I see is the maximum capacity of the bestiary. So I do believe your menagerie can hold only 1000 beasts. So you should put your beast in orbs around, I would say, once every like 50 maps. But eventually what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a lot of bad beasts, red beasts left in your menagerie, things like stack of 8 chromatic orbs, and it's pretty much never worth to do this because you're gonna profit more from selling the yellow beasts than from this recipe. So what you might have to do eventually is just put these bad beasts in orbs just to remove them, to clear your menagerie. But also what's gonna happen is if you're gonna have maximum capacity, which is again I think it's 1000, when you capture a beast in a map, you're gonna have a text in your chat saying that your menagerie is full and the beast that you captured replaced the oldest beast. So if you're gonna very often just pull out all of your good beasts out of your menagerie, once you hit the cap of 1000, then you pretty much always are gonna just remove all of the bad beasts from your menagerie when you're gonna catch the new ones. So I don't believe you even need to put the bad ones in the orbs. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to sell all of the beasts, and I'm gonna leave a comment under the video to let you know how long it actually did take me to sell all of my beasts. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one.